All right. Hello, everybody. I guess I'm live, but I have no picture. All right. I'm beta testing today, maybe very briefly. How do I get the picture up? Oh, my God. I can see the picture down here. I don't see it here. Can I drag it up? No, that doesn't work. All right. Well, so supposedly I'm live. And this is a debacle. I think I tried this on Saturday. Oh, wait, here we go. Background, maybe. Hit background. Does that do anything? No. Presentation. Hey, okay. All right. They're all user errors, but I've never used this thing before, so I don't exactly know how it works at all in any way, shape, or form. I think I'm live. I may switch over to the other one, though. We'll see. Just, yeah, I mean, all right. Looks all right. All right, so here's a live chat. All right, how do I do the live chat? How do I do the live chat? All right, there's live chat. These things are, I think I'm going to switch. I think I'm going to go back. I can't figure out how to do it. All right, you'll see the live chats from all the connected destinations here. All right, well, how do I enter into the live chat? Maybe I want to type something. How about me? Hey, bud, for me, good to see you. I said I would beta test for Rumble today, so I'm just I'm starting out with this thing, and then I don't know how to, like, I can see what you wrote, so that's good. Hey, everyone, crazy work. Okay, hey, Hotbot, it's good to see you. I'm doing a beta test now. I don't know if you can tell the difference right now between like a regular show and this one, but this is on the new Rumble platform. So thank you both for tuning in. I may switch back to the other one just because I can't seem to access any of the. I don't seem to have any way to type back to you, but maybe I'll go a little bit and see what happens. I don't know. This thing's weird. I mean, it makes sense. It'll make sense once I know how to use it, but right now I don't. So I think what I'm gonna do is go back to my normal one, the one I'm used to, and do that. So if you give me about, I don't know, 5 minutes, I'll reboot, come back on. Beta show adds 10 pounds. Yeah, believe it. That's my pasta diet. I think that adds that 10 pounds, but I appreciate that. Let's blame the camera. Why the hell should I get? Why should I get in trouble for my bad dietary habits? All right, I'm going to cut out of the beta. I can say I tried it. I can kind of review it, I guess. And then I'm going to go back to the normal one because I feel more comfortable in the normal one. I bet you I feel more comfortable in this one, but I have no way to upload video. Don't know how to share screens. I don't know how to do much on this thing. So I think I'm going to go. Looks the same. Okay, so at least visually it looks the same. You guys can see the whatever it is, the chat. I can see the chat. I can't seem to figure out how to type anything into the chat. And then I can't seem to upload any videos. So that's where I'm at. All right. So I will be back. I'm going to cut out of here. I did kind of a little toe in the water, so to speak. And I'll come back on the normal one that I usually do. You won't notice any difference, but on my end, it'll be a lot easier, I think. So I'm coming right back. I'm just going to, I don't know. Should I just run with this one? Yeah. I don't think I want to, but maybe I will. What do you think? Should I keep going on the beta, or should I just should I go to the other one? I don't think you guys all notice a difference from where you're at, so maybe just keep going on this one. See what happens. Yeah, whatever. You know what? I'm gonna go. Why not? Let's just run with this one. I'll do a full beta, and I just have to deal with the fact that I don't know what I'm doing on here. All right. So there's media. Oh, here's media, but it didn't work last time, so I don't know why it would work this time. But I'm going to try it because I'm doing a beta test, folks. I'm doing a beta test. I'm going to add some video, image or GIF video. All right. So here we go. I'm going to try and add a video for you as I go in here. And then I'll just have to figure out how to share screen later. All right. So here's boxing. Here's the one I'm boxing. Perhaps you haven't seen it. And I'll see if it'll upload drugs, fringe. Let me put up the latest one I did. Pop. Oh, that's probably it there. Poops. It's titled under poops, folks. Okay. So this is the video I did on San Francisco. I'm just going to put it up to see if you can see it. If you don't see it here, if it doesn't come up, I don't know if it's going to come up. Probably won't because it didn't last time. I beta tested this first. I was much more tired. Doxy, I think, was here for it, and I looked exhausted, and I was exhausted. And I was drinking, so it was, it wasn't a real true. It was a beta test, but it was a bubbly beta test. It was a boozy. It was a boozy beta. That's what that was. I did a boozy beta, and now I'm doing a caffeinated beta. So, and the thing still doesn't upload. So there you go. So the video does not work. The video element component, whatever, does not work. And then I'm going to cancel that and just get out of there. Go back to my live chat. Good to see everybody. Totally recall. Yeah, Hot Pots. I think I'm going to stay. I'm just going to hang out and try it. I'm going to do it. I'm all in. I'm just not going to be able to do any multimedia presentations. I can't see. I won't know how to pull anything up. I won't be able to show any pictures, so you're gonna have to use your imaginations a little more than usual on today's show. But here we go. We'll keep going. Yeah, I say rock and roll. Let's live life on the edge. Let's live. I'm done with boozy beta. I'm caffeinated Wednesday. I'm ready. I'm drinking out of my very masculine espresso cup. Maybe there's I'm gonna have to order one on Amazon or something. Just get more of a butch one, I'm drinking a little tiny espresso, but it's a tough. I'm still a tough guy. Look how tough I am. Maybe like a lion on it or something, or some guns. They're gonna do. I joke, but I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get an espresso cup. A more masculine version. Okay. KJP does a beta press conference every day. Hot Thoughts is on the money there. Good morning, Doxy. I was just talking about my my boozy beta I did that you got to see on Saturday night. I was drinking scotch and tired and a little, maybe possibly drunk a little bit, but I'm back. But yeah, KJP she lies so much now. I think in the old days she used to be able to control her fluttering eyes better. But she's always so stressed and such. Her job is to lie and poorly. She's not a good liar. It's like FBI profiles. Like, well, how do you tell if they're lying? Well, he's like, well, sometimes these people are such awful liars. Every time they lie, their eyelids just flutter like that. That's KJP. Every time she talks and she tries to close them lion eyes of hers, they just like she's in REM sleep or something. Like her brain keeps short circuiting. Like, this is what your life has become. You don't need to be a well-trained FBI profiler or someone running the lie detector test. She's an obvious she's an obvious liar. Hey, Jeannie, good to see you. Goodness gracious. Yeah. So yeah, Karine Jean-Pierre is a big old liar. Let's check out Fox News. I can do that. Yeah, the beta. Beta's the beta. We're doing good. Chinese hackers preparing to wreak havoc on Americans. The community's FBI director warns. Oh, the FBI is doing something besides bothering Donald Trump or other conservatives that the Democrats have sicked them on. They're doing something. They're doing actual work? Are they actually doing their stated purpose, their job, their objective? Wow, I'm shocked. How do you have the downtime? Did you run out of Trump residents to kick the doors in to look for more, more fishing expeditions to try and take him down with illegally so he can't run against Biden, in a fair election? So Chinese hackers are preparing to wreak, according to the FBI. I got to give you your credit. Look at you, FBI. It's 2024 and you did something you were supposed to. Yeah, warn us about something. Hey, how about how many other laptops you're sitting on, you jackasses? Chinese hackers preparing to wreak havoc on American communities, FBI director warns. Lying FBI director, by the way. But yeah, so this is the thing. In today's modern society, we're screwed. We're kind of screwed in this regard because if they want to and they can, pretty easily, I feel like, it happens already. My son's school just got hijacked. They have a computer system there, and so what they did was they malwared the computer system at the school and blackmailed them. Wanted them to pay money to get back control of their computer systems. I don't know. You never know what the school did. Did they pay them? Maybe they did. I'm guessing they probably did. I mean, they might have retrieved it, but who the hell knows? Like, we do need these computers back, and it's taxpayer dime. Just pay them. I'm sure they'll never try it again. I don't know, but it's just as easy to do that to anyone, to banking information, to this or that, and just so these Chinese hackers will come in. the best way, I'm not telling them anything they don't already know, is to mess with the banking system, to mess everything. We're living in a cashless society right now, pretty much. It's like I looked at my wallet the other day. I'm like, oh, I have no money. Well, that's the Biden economy, really. But I looked at I had no cash, and so I looked at my wallet. Crap. But I got my credit cards, I got my debit cards, I got my Apple Pay, which I just got used to this Apple Pay thing. It's actually pretty cool, but my girlfriend had to get me on board. I'm like, and the only reason I have any money in my Apple Pay account is because my girlfriend, she sends me money through there. Not like she's supporting me emotionally, she is, but just for this or that. So I can be like, oh, look at me, I'm a big boy now with my Apple Pay. But so yeah, you get these hackers coming in, and they put the kit and caboodle on that. Suddenly your account's drained or whatever. It was never really there to begin with. Let's be honest. It's just a number on a phone. Where is it? It's out in space somewhere, right? Everything's out in space. I'm out in space. What does Hot Fod do for a living? The one asks. I don't know. I know Hot Fod he's an on the ground reporter. I do know this for the Kansas City freezing deaths. He lives very close to that area. And I was right in my prediction. I think Hot Fod was on board with it too, where these guys were likely drugged. I think I don't think it was malicious. I think they all just wanted to get high, and they got the doctor. Dr. Feelgood. I don't know. That's probably, I don't know what they call him. He's probably got a name like that, Hey, let's go to Dr. Feelgood's tonight. You're gonna feel pretty cold. So they get out there and they go, hey, I got these new pills, or I got this new stuff. Knock yourself out. I'm gonna go to my room and just chill for a bit. And then everybody falls asleep because it's too much of a high dose. And then 3 of them die. One guy's in his bed, so he wakes up like no big deal. The other guys are, out in the elements, so they all expire. And then the part that aggravates me the most is the Keystone cops who come in and are like, oh, okay, nothing to see here. 3 dead guys out there, and we're not going to do any sort of investigation on this, really. It's a bunch of idiots. The Jeannie says, anyone else think it's funny that every time a Dem gets busted doing something illegal, they go right to the podium, say it's a right winger. So yeah, it's ideally a white person right winger's fault. But yeah, it's all everything is someone else's fault. Everything is a blame game. Like what do we got? This Big Fanny, whatever, out in Georgia. She's blaming. It's because I'm a black prosecutor. No, it's because you're insanely corrupt and doing a really poor job of it. I mean, there's a lot of insanely corrupt politicians of all races and nationalities and creeds and sexual orientations, but you're particularly bad at covering your tracks. You're not even trying to. Like you're posting crap on Instagram. You're out on a vacation with some married dude who you're paying money to. You created a bogus a smear campaign, a propagandist, if you will, indictment against Trump for the left with no standing in fact. You won't even really let anyone look at it. All for your own political gain and aspirations. Look at me. I do a terrible job as in Georgia, but look what I did. I'm going after Trump, and now you're done. And you're saying, oh, racism. No, it's just not. It's just not. Another interesting point. Speaking of racism, the actual racism is on the left. Make no mistake about it. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. They base everything, every job that you get or don't get is based off your skin color, especially in government. They mandate quotas if you're out in California, like Newsom does for corporate boards. Like what happened? Like it's like crazy. It's like just racist. It's like, okay, you have to have this many black, this many Asian, this many. It's like, what does merit? Can we try merit again? It seemed to be pretty successful. No, okay, we're just gonna go off skin color. It really doesn't matter if they have any qualification. Okay, just the right color skin, color swatch casting. Okay, just want to be sure. Gavin and the rest of the Dems, and so they are the most racist party imaginable ever in the past, in the present, and they base their whole existence on it. So that's why they can never let it go. That's why they have to create it in a vacuum in a lot of situations where it simply doesn't exist. But hey, look, let's try and pretend it does. Hate that person. It's just, oh my God, jackasses. Oh, you think Cori Bush? Yeah, Cori Bush, another one. She needs to go too. And yeah, that's the first thing it's the second thing that you do, I guess. And maybe it's probably more the first, because here's the thing: if you had a leg to stand on, if you had a counter argument to you being corrupt, like someone's like, hey, you're corrupt, you're crooked. In Cori Bush's case, you're paying these guys for security after you said we needed to defund the police, yet you have your own private security force. You are you're taking money and paying a relative of yours in order for said security. You're blowing taxpayer dollars on this and that. You're overpaying, and we're likely getting kickbacks from it. And she says, no, here's the records. Here's, let me show you this. Let me show you that. But that would be the first step. If you were innocent, you would counter the argument with a logical case, which drawn to its inevitable end would prove your innocence. Here's the other one. You're guilty as hell. You're guilty as hell. What are you going to do? It's racism. It's racism. Everybody's racist against me. You know, but I always like to, the prosecutors aren't always white. The people coming after these minority criminals are not always white. They're African American many times, and yet it's still racism. It's like if there's a black prosecutor coming down against some crooked white congressman, what's that Democrat who had all the gold strapped to him, and they're so crooked. I think he doesn't want to resign. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he's completely crooked. Democrat, white guy. If a black DA or a prosecutor, Department of Justice official came after him, you know what I wouldn't say? I wouldn't be like, oh, this is from just a citizen standpoint. I would be like, oh, this is racism. And he doesn't even bother trying it either. He's like, this is a racist thing. It's because that don't fly. It only flies on one side of the aisle, right? It's just racism is a tool. Racism is an apparatus of the left. Racism is a necessity of the left. They can't exist without it. And so they try to perpetuate it. And we talked about this yesterday. Racism is at an all-time low. It really is. The Democrats don't want you to know. They don't want to admit it. That's why they're being so loud with their air guns about racism everywhere, because it's really almost gone. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. It's always going to exist to some extent on the fringe, on both sides. But in the middle, which is most of us, it's really not an issue. It's only an issue because Democrats make it an issue, because they have to make it an issue, because they have nothing else to stand on. So they create it. They literally create or imply or just, try and gin up racism everywhere they can, turn people against each other. That's what they do. But if they went away, if they just drifted away, we'd all be like, oh, in a week, we'd probably forget about it. We'd just be living our lives. Just happy. Would that be such a terrible thing? The mainstream media would be like, oh, well, what are we going to do now? Should we do it just for old time's sakes? I mean, the Democrat Party's gone. Should we just keep, ginning people up against each other? Should we do that? Like, nah, maybe we cover the news again. Okay. Imagine that society. There's a new John Lennon song for you. Oh, hot thoughts. Thank you, sir. I can't even tell when people are donating on this new beta. White privilege fund. Thank you. I need it. my correspondent on the street, hot thoughts, making it happen. In that KC, the KC case. Reparation, 19.5 says reparations is a good tool to get whites to resent black people. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's the Democrats don't care how they divide, how they alienate people. They just want everyone turned against each other. And they don't care if it's within the races, if it's race against race. Just everyone needs to be angry at somebody else, have direct hate, direct anger at this person or that person, or this person did this to you, their ancestors did that to you, and then pay no attention to what's going on above your head, which is all the dopey Dems smoking their cigars and eating their caviar and lobster rolls. I don't know why lobster rolls. I should have just said lobster, but you have a good lobster roll. That's some good stuff. But lobster rolls surprisingly economical in this day and age, I think. You get a big cut of lobster, forget it. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I love here that and even in California where they're talking about reparate, it's just those, like, we weren't even a slave state. We weren't a slave state. And yet everyone, that's the new thing. Oh, they're not to the reparations yet, although I think some are. I think it's like South Carolina, North Carolina, one of the cities did it. We're first. But they have all these committees like, we got to get the reparations committee go. We got to, put people on it. We got to pay them a salary. And of course, they're going to need benefits. And we're going to get this reparations committee going and get some reparations in a state that never had slavery. Well, I mean, the invisible chains are there. The Democrat Party has always kept minorities as their virtual, at this point, as virtual slaves, telling through victimhood identity. You will never be anything without us. We'll try and do the best we can and help you out through life, But forget trying to do anything on your own. Everything's stacked against you. Just give up now and just keep voting for us, and we'll see what we can do. That's essentially the Democrat tent pole of all their policies, right? Jackasses. And you just feel bad. You feel bad for people who the left, and especially minorities on the left, have been bamboozled. They've been had. Oh my God! Malcolm X said it best. He said, never. There's no bigger enemy to the black people than African Americans. He might have said black people. It might not have been an African American thing yet. Than the white liberal, and he was right. He was spot on. But then you have your own, even within the community, within minority communities, you have black organizers and this and that, whose sole existence, whose advancement through the party ranks is dependent on victimhood identity of those beneath them. That's how, if everyone in the community realizes that they're not a victim, that they can do anything they want, that this is the greatest country on earth, that racism is not an issue, that it's really just your own self-worth and viewing yourself as a person who's capable of doing anything. If they ever come to that conclusion, they don't need the Democrat Party. They're irrelevant. And so the Democrats and the leaders, the so-called leaders of the party and the organizers, their existence, they would be done. They wouldn't have any purpose. Everyone in these communities would be self-reliant and not government reliant, because self-reliance comes from within. And you can't be self-reliant and a victim. You can't. You can't be the two. Either you're one or the other, and then you can kind of blend as you move towards one or move towards the other, right? But that's it. So that's why they want everyone victim. You're a victim. Colonialism. White people. Or Asian. Whatever. Whoever's convenient. Doesn't really Korean store owners. Whatever. It's all horseshit. The horseshit of the left. Goodness gracious. 19.5 says, I'm a Yankee. He owes me reparations. I missed obviously some of this. LeVar Burton. Oh, that's kind of funny about LeVar Burton. I like LeVar Burton. I don't know his political stance, but I liked him on Star Trek and like his reading things. So reparate. Okay, wait. All right. Is it in Inception? This is Jeannie. If you do your taxes for a job doing taxes, no, it might be a little bit. You got to go one level deeper, though, Jeannie. You can't. Inception's. You got to go. If that's the basic Inception, but you got to go a couple layers down on that. So you doing your taxes while you're at work doing your taxes. But I don't know. I can't. It's too early in the morning to do Inception stuff. Time's got to slow down like in each one, right? And then it speed up in the other. 19.5 says LeVar Burton, Star Trek. Yeah, just found out his grandfather was a Confederate soldier. It's okay. I mean, there you go. So is he going to pay himself reparations? What? Just asking. You bring up a decent point, though. I mean, there's a lot of African Americans out there who somewhere in the family, you look at Thomas Jefferson, he had a lot of kids with was it Sally Hennings? I can't remember, but yeah, so and then they have kids, and so they go, so you think you're black, but like in LeVar Burton's case here, suddenly you discover, your great again, this is how far out we're going, 150 years or so. Your grandfather was a Confederate soldier, by the way, Democrat. Just pointing that out. Democrats were the Confederates. And they wanted to keep slavery. So he finds out his grandfather, great grandfather, was a Confederate. So in essence, he now owes himself reparations. So I hope he's generous with himself. Not that he needs it. I feel like he's doing pretty good. I like LeVar Burton. He seems like a very pleasant fellow. But I'm obviously a racist. I mean, he's a white supremacist. He's a colonialist. All these things. He's at least half colonialist and half white supremacist, according to Democrat logic. And a lot of African Americans unknowingly are the same. So if you're African American, if you're white, get an Ancestry.com test or whatever, 23andMe, whatever it is. Try and get some black in you if you can. Prove that you're a little black. You want to get in on this reparations money. If you're African American, do not go anywhere near an Ancestry test, or you may find out, like LeVar Burton did, that your great grandfather was a white person, in which case you would owe reparations as well, or at least half whatever a full white person owes on reparations, right? Dude, this is I'm pretending I'm on a reparations committee in California. That's so stupid. It's just so dumb. And there's I mean, this is like a party that you should just laugh at. Like they're just like some obscure party, and they're just like our gang, little rascals kind of party where their stuff is so, all their ideas are so cockamamie and stupid and absurd and comical that they're just there to laugh at. Which is what we try to do every day. But you're just like, oh, okay, but they don't have a following, certainly. You follow them for the comedic aspect, for the element of just the stupidity of whatever they're saying, and the way that it always runs, no matter what they're saying, counter to logic, and how everything they try never works. They're like Wile E. Coyote, trying to get the Roadrunner. If the Roadrunner's prosperity and they're Wile E. Coyote, they're never going to achieve it. If it's racial equality, they're never going to achieve it because they're purposefully trying to never have it. Although in Wile E. Coyote's case, he's oblivious to it. So I guess he would be more of a Democrat voter than an actual party member. Oh my God. So LeVar Burton's dad is a white supremacist, apparently, because if you're white, you're automatically a white supremacist. His reaction was priceless. I haven't seen it. Now, if I wasn't doing the bait, I would try and pull it up, but maybe I'll pull that up tomorrow. Yeah. You're right, Jeannie. In addition, he acted very offended and upset, which looked really bad on him. Yeah, well, because it's hitting his identity. I don't know a lot about LeVar Burton, but if he's upset about it, if he's upset that his father or great grandfather was a Confederate soldier, obviously he's someone who identifies as I'm a black guy, and white people are bad, and especially Confederates were bad, and they were Democrats. They were awful. And so not only is he maybe hopefully he didn't come to that realization too, that not only is he, half white or whatever, or you got some white in him. I don't know what the percentages, but also his own party that he's a member of was started the Civil War to keep slaves. And his father fought on Team Slave, the Democrat Party. So he's doubly all mixed up. But no, I mean, that's a sad sign that LeVar Burton's upset that his great grandfather was a Confederate. Who gives a shit? You have some of his DNA in you. Okay, whatever. But what do you did he bring you up? He's irrelevant to you. He's as irrelevant to you as a Jack McGarnacle who lived in the South in 82 or 1498. They're so far removed from you. But Democrats demand that you're attached to the sins of your forefathers. And so I guess now, because of that, and because obviously LeVar must believe that to some extent, he feels like somehow he's on the hook for it. You're not. No more than anybody else. That's why no one should pay reparations, except for Democrats, if you want anyone to pay. It's idiotic. The time to pay reparations would have been right after the Civil War. Then it would have made sense. I would have been on board with that. That would have made sense. It would have made a lot of sense. But no one's even alive from that. Or remotely, This is why they should be off in the corner. Just in some area, maybe with skateboards and then smoking a lot of weed, and people are like, oh yeah, that's the Democrat Party. You wouldn't believe some of their ideas. Yeah, exactly. I wish I did an ancestry test, not just for that, but yeah, I kind of just for that. I mean, I said I didn't, but I did. I didn't know about the reparations angle because I did one of these a while ago. But I was like, oh, I'll do it because I'm so white. I mean, I really am. I'm very pasty, very Northern European, Irish, English, Scottish, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, hey, maybe I got some Spanish in me or some black in me, some flavor. Maybe, I can stop dropping N-bombs or something. But I don't know what the rules. I don't know what the percentages you have to be before you can start slanging those. Like, what the hell, get it done. But no, boom, bullet hole through Northern Europe. That was where all my ancestors came. There wasn't not a speck anywhere else. Just Northern Europe. You're real white, bro. Real white. And then I found out about all the reparations, and I'm like, oh well, crap, man. And there'll have to be a cutoff, right? Like, how black do you have to be? You must be this black to ride this ride. You must be this black to get this much money. If you're this black, you get 10% of what we're promising. If you're this black, you get 50. If you're this black or more, you get 100%. And if you're this black, you get 150. It's absurd. The whole thing, start to finish is absurd. And of course, the Democrats are, it's a vote getter. It's like crapping all over the cops, defunding the police for votes. What happens to African American communities? They become even worse. The cops don't want to go in. The 911 the whole times are off the charts. The murderers, the rapists keep coming back into the system, back into the communities because there's no cash bail if they even get taken in the first place. And let's go. Bravo Democrats. Let's go vote for them again. Is after they ruined it's always something. It's always something to turn us against each other. It's always something to distract. It's never, ever, ever anything to unify, unless it's unification and hate towards others. And they're very much about that. Friggin' left. Hotpot says it's funny. He found out what his real roots were. Yeah, roots in big caps. Poor Kunta Kinte. Yeah. That's so. I forgot about that. Hotpots. Some bonus for that as well. I forgot he did roots. Yeah, he was the lead, right? Oh, he's Kunta Kinte. Yeah. Oh, that's hysterical. Oh my God. But, yeah, because to identify. I don't know what his process. I don't know I don't know anything about him. He seems like a nice guy. That's all. Seems gentle. Seems nice. But yeah, you're playing that role. So you really, I was talking about him identifying, as a black man. I forgot about the whole roots thing. So he really, that's his shtick. Doesn't sound good. But yeah, that's the thing. So he really must have really identified as that and the oppressed, and I was the oppressed, and my great grandfather was a slave. But it turns out, no, your great grandfather was actually a Confederate soldier. That's why you need to be. This is just a great example of why you need to be present and in the moment and live here today in what's going on now, not what's going on 150, 175 years ago, whatever it is now at this point. You're here. It's all. It has nothing to do with that. Nothing that happened then has anything to do with what's going on right now. You can make it so, you can create it so, but then you have comical situations like this where if you hate people based on the past, and then suddenly you realize that your ancestors were part of the people that you have that hatred towards. Well, now you got to hate yourself. You got to pay yourself reparations. That's funny. I forgot he did roots. Good times. All right. When it's amateur. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this yutz. The View. The doom of society, the downfall of mankind is The View. It really is. The fact that this is a show that it has ratings, and it's all just woke nonsense, front and center, 24/7. So this woman, she's a co-host. She's not even a regular host, but she's trying to be a regular host. So she's got to crap on Trump. You're not gonna get regular host status or often co-host status by talking sense. Not to these yentas. I think they all qualify as yentas, don't they? Yeah, maybe just Joy Reid, Joy Behar. Joy Reid doesn't like Jews. The View co-host Sarah Haynes claims she had to hide Trump's presidency from her child. She had to hide Trump's presidency. You're a moron. You're a nit. The very fact that you would say that on national TV, they should just let you go on the spot. They go, are you really that stupid? Are you that your kid? I don't know how old her kid is, but she has to hide that Trump was how do you hide the Trump presidency from your child? Is it an infant? You don't have to hide any that kind of stuff from an infant. They're not going to, you have to, your kid doesn't have a phone, a TV, doesn't. How are you going to hide it when people like you are now on your own damn show that your kid might watch talking about it? The stupidity and the look at me, how woke I am. I had to, this is how upset I was about Trump. I had to hide the presidency from my child. You're a simp. You're a moron. Oh, what an idiot. Oh, what a colossal. Please give me woke points. I hid Trump's presidency from my child. I got to continue with this. This is just, the stupidity is off the charts. I mean, at least LeVar Burton, he got 100, he's 150 years ago. This woman, she's stupid today. All right, here we go. Sarah Hayes argued that Taylor Swift, she's a Swiftie. Okay. So Sarah Haynes argued that Taylor Swift is a great role model and contrasted her with former President Donald Trump. All right, so now are these actual like are these apples to apples, oranges to oranges? So let me get this straight. You would prefer Sarah Haynes a Taylor Swift presidency over a Donald Trump one? Am I about right? You're a moron. You're an imbecile. You're Taylor Swift. Ah! Sitting at the concert. The Taylor Swift. How many black people went to that concert, by the way? You racist. I'm guessing a pretty white concert, you dirty racist. Does she have a big black fan base? I don't know. How come nobody talks about that? I am. There, someone else can bring it up. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a crowd scan. She seems like a really white person, though, doesn't she? So here's Sarah Haynes, trying to be woke. Oh, look at me, I'm against President Trump, but yet a Swiftie and in full support of an artist whose demographic does not, I don't think, includes much minority representation. Yeah, dumbass. Anyway, yeah, I like that up. They should call it the Aerial instead of the View. Whoopi looks like Shamu. Yeah, they got a wide angle lens on that one. They should. How funny would it be if every time Whoopi came into the room, she ran or waddled to the best of her ability, and there was a pool there, and she just dove in, and a big splash would come out and like hit the audience. Like they'd have the pool set up so when she came running in, she'd land in it like SeaWorld, and then all the water would splash. And if you had the front seats, they'd warn you, like, look, Whoopi makes a big splash. She's kind of a big fat lady. So we're going to give you these plastic things you can wear over yourself. Don't sit in the front if you don't want to get wet. That's Whoopi come running out, jump in the water, and everyone's like, ah! And they throw Whoopi a fish. Yeah, you're right about that. The salty cheese. Yeah, 19. Okay, let me roll back here a little. Some people genuinely have a higher reasoning deficiencies. It's a shame. Oh yeah, it is a shame. It screws us all. I'm Green Grammy says I'm Mayo white. Yeah, so am I. I found out my grandfather was black. Hey, in this day and age, that is a gold mine. If you could ideally make him black trans, just maybe make something up a little about trans. But you're on if I don't know where you live, but if you're, I mean, you don't even have to be a slave state to be involved in the reparations discussion anymore. So get your cut, get your money. You may wind up getting more money than LeVar Burton. At least you're, at least your great grandfather wasn't a Confederate soldier. His grandfather was a Confederate soldier. Oh, that's so funny. I still laugh about that. But yeah, I mean, you just don't know. That's why I was like, I am so white. Green Grammy. I was hoping for your situation. I was hoping, give me a little Africa. Give me a little flavor. No flavor. White as toast. All right. My voice is shot. Taylor Swift, who made a career about, this is salty cheese, who made a career about singing about her bad choices in men, recommends voting for Biden. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That is so great. Oh, my gosh. Which side of me should beat up the other? Yeah, exactly, Green Guy. You got to sit there just, in the mirror and just scream and yell at each other. And I do not recommend this, but now apparently you can drop an N-bomb, but you're going to want the proof of that, the ancestry there. You can become a rapper now. Congratulations. And I think, honestly, Green Grammy is a great name for a rapper. That's a great name for a rapper. It's a great name, period. But, for a rapper, please. So, yeah, so she's a big Swiftie who, again, I'm making this up, or maybe I'm not. I just don't feel like Swift has a lot of black followers, does she? I mean, I would think if you're an African-American kid, I would think you would be really odd. If you were a Swiftie, you'd have to be a down low Swiftie. You're not allowed to like anything that white people are involved in, are you? I mean, as in your nature, if you were just growing up normal, you would just like everything because you liked it. But the way the world's set up and the way the Democrats separate us and divide us and try and turn us against each other, you got to keep your if you like, you can be white and like black stuff all you want. That's fine. That's cool. But, it's not actually. I guess it's cultural appropriation now, right? Thanks. I'm still going to like it. I like my blues. I like my reggae. But you can't, it's hard to go the other way. You can't be an African-American kid these days and like Taylor Swift, can you? Not get just trolled relentlessly. because white. So yeah, this dopey ass host, dummy extraordinaire, talked about Taylor Swift's power to activate young voters, activate young imbeciles. They contrasted her with, why would you like if you want to take a politician and contrast with a politician, okay, but you're gonna contrast Taylor. Why don't you contrast her with Joe Biden? I mean, if he's a politician. I mean, so she's working for him, I guess. Oh my God. So, anyways, she was, actually it makes sense. Her boyfriend's a big vax guy, right? Like the Kels guy. He's like Mr. Vaccination. Like Aaron Rodgers was making fun of him for that. He's calling him Mr. Vax. Anyway, so they contrasted her with former President Donald Trump, with one claiming she hid his presidency from her child. It's just so stupid. Yet your show, you're talking, it's all nonsense. It's all woke grandstanding. It's all horse crap. That is a perfect description, an everyday description of any episode of The View. Woke grandstanding. And again, I think in a perfect world, Whoopi comes in, jumps in the pool, splashes everybody, and you go home. That would be entertaining. I would tune in just for the splash. And think if Whoopi started every show with the big splash, and then you got the front people in the front could throw a fish or something. I mean, I would tune in every day for that. The show of that ratings would be off the charts. What about my dignity? You don't have any dignity. Look at you, bunch of dopes. The pop superstar is currently making headlines for dating Super Bowl bound Kansas City Chiefs Travis, Mr. Vax. To quote hat tip Mark Levin there. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I can't get Whoopi jumping into a pool out of my head. So the conservatives have expressed wariness that she will use her celebrity status to drum up support for President Biden. Of course she will. President Biden is a moron and a buffoon. And if you're a liberal voter, you're probably someone who can be swung politically by Taylor Swift. Oh, what does Taylor Swift think I should do? And I think to your point that you made, I think Jeannie, she's made an entire career on picking bad men and then writing songs about them. So yeah, it's very funny. If she's picking Biden, that's another bad. I mean, that's her track record. So you're 100% right on that. Absolutely right on that. Oh, it's African. That's what it is. Is that what it's called? 19.5 says, I believe the current melanin ratio is a full 50-50 if you want to drop the N-bomb African. Yeah, there's got to be some cutoff, but this is just the absurdity of the situation where there is a cutoff, that you have to be this much, you have to have this much melanin to get this job or to say this word or to do that. Not that anyone's like wanting to say it, but it just points to the absurdity, the stupidity, the minutia of madness. The madness of minutia, I guess, might be better. And that's what the left offers. And that's what their voters line up for day in and day out. And then they cheat. Don't forget that. Co-host Whoopi Goldberg argued, oh boy, come on, Shamu. Co-host Whoopi Goldberg argued, any time and anywhere you can get people to come out and vote, it is your right. It is your right. It is your right as 3 times. Look at you, Whoopi. It is your right as an American. Wait, did you call us American? Look at you. That's almost unifying, Whoopi. Maybe I take back the whole thing, but I still think it'd be funny if you jumped in the pool. Why would they say don't? All right. This woman, they're all morons. They each take turns. As soon as they open their mouth, it's like, okay, moron time for this. Joy Behar can't even find a chair. That's the other thing. So they have Whoopi jump in the water. Then they have a drum roll as Joy Behar comes out to see if she can sit in her chair without falling out of it. I mean, honestly, the first 5-10 minutes of the show would be off the chart. Everyone would watch. And then you could just have the other dopey lady talk about how she hid the Trump's presidency from her child. You didn't hide his presidency from your child. I guarantee you didn't hide it. You know how I know? Because you're a whiny liberal. You're a whiny liberal. So all you would have done every dinner, every time your poor husband had to listen to you bitch about this or that. I don't know her husband. Maybe she's not married. I think she is. She's got a child, and I feel like she may have a husband. Anyway, but I guarantee around the dinner table, you were constantly complaining about Trump. You were constantly complaining about this. You're constantly talking crap about your friends. You seem like you're on a show called The View, which is a bunch of gossip. It's just a bunch of gossipers. So you tell me you're not in your house just talking crap about Trump 24/7, gossiping about this and that. You don't think you're holding your kid in your eye going, Trump did this and that. Shut up, idiot. So she argued the current presumptive GOP nominee, Donald Trump, is politically toxic to not only the Republican brand, but the esteem of the presidency itself. You got a guy who every time he gets on stage, you're pretty sure is crap in his pants. Every picture, he sure looks like it if you look at his face. He can't read off a teleprompter. He can't even make it on or off a stage. The world is an absolute chaos. Bidenomics is a complete, it is insane. He's the worst president we've ever had. I really think he might be the worst president we've ever had. And yet you're worried about the esteem of the presidency. He's a racist, too. He wanted this as segregated busing. He likes snipping girls' hairs. He's been accused of sexual assault. That woman had to move out of the country, I think. Got run out of town. Oh, me too, but not if it goes against Biden. Me not too. Yeah. And then the big Me Too movement with Alyssa Milano. And she, this has nothing to do with the one with the other, but I still think it's funny. This is from yesterday. Or the day before, where she's trying to drum up money for her kid's baseball team to go to on a Cooperstown field trip. You're rich. Stop making poor people got a lot less money than you pay for your kid's little trip. You jerk. But again, it's like I'm also okay with it, because if you're stupid enough to give her money, a fool and their money is soon parted, and you should be parted with your money. All right. Green Grammy says, my black friend says that it's okay for me to say the N-words. So I only do to him. That's hysterical. Green Granny, that is hysterical. I think that's a good call. I think with your bud, you're good. And it's comical. And I love that your grandfather was black. I mean, that's all fun. That's all good. See, this is the joy of it. There is joy. You got a black friend. You can drop N-bombs to each other. You're half African American. You didn't know it, and you're really white. I mean, that's fun. That's the way life should be. But you go outside of that bubble of what should be reality into the leftist mad world. All of a sudden you're canceled or this or that. And for what? For the benefit of one political party that can only survive through division and hate and turning us against each other. You're right, fun guy. 85. Worst unelected president ever. Worst unelected president ever. Yeah, he's definitely Chinese owned. I think Biden may just be a shell corporation. When they actually look into him, when he finally does pass and they do the autopsy, they go, oh, wait, this guy, it's not even human. He's just a shell corp for China. A scarecrow without a brain. Biden is clearly Chinese owned. He is absolutely a compromised and a pedophile. He likes, there's no video, but he's a big hair sniffer of kids going in deep. It's so creepy. This is our president. This is the guy, these dopes on The View. They're like, oh, we don't want to besmirch the beauty of the presidency, the grandeur of the U.S. presidency. And here you got Joe hair sniffing Biden running around tripping over sandbags. Can't even read off a teleprompter. Can't make a coherent sentence. And then the media just ignores it. Trump makes one mistake. Trump has a shoelace untied. Oh, look at he's a senile. Look at it. Let's laugh at him. Biden daily, endlessly, by the hour, by the minute, gives fodder for that would be funny for decades if you filmed it and recorded it, and no coverage, nothing. Joy Behar, so stupid. How dumb is your husband, Joy? She said, Joy says she hid the news from her husband, I guess, that Trump was elected. Wow. What I mean, I understand a kid. It's implausible for a kid that you would even bother doing that. But in a full-grown adult male, okay. Where do you keep him? In like a coat room closet? He's not going to find out if you don't tell him? Oh, my God. All right, I got to get out of here. Bunch of morons. A few. And yet I think it does really well, right? That's all the libs turn into that horse crap. Hot Fox has got to run. Hey, good to see you, Hot Fox. Thank you, as always, for the support, bro. For the 20, that was very much appreciated. It is going to my white privilege fund. And you know what I'm going to do with it? I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to buy a fancy new, I don't know, I can't buy it, cup that makes me look more butch when I drink out of a little teeny coffee. It's an espresso. All right, there we go. Worst unelected president. Yeah. Fun guy 85. And no, whatever happened to that? Like that, I'm sure the FBI and the DOJ, they sat on the daughter's journal, her diary, where she talks about Joe. They released excerpts of it, but they all got shoveled away, really, of him taking like showers with her. It very like when she was in her teens, I think. I'm trying to remember it, but she was like way older, past like shower time with your daughter. I mean, that's like an infant thing. That's like a toddler thing. As soon as they're clipping 5 or 6, 7, you're pushing it. But I think Biden was like the girl was in her teens, right? I mean, I don't know if you could Google it. I'm sure they're not going to give you. They're part of the problem. They're part of the suppression machine. But you go to DuckDuckGo, you probably look up some of that. I would try and pull it up now, but but I don't know how to work the I don't know how to work. And by the way, I am doing the beta stream today. I am beta streaming for Rumble. It's their new beta stream. It's actually some of it's. I mean, it's all me. I'm assuming. I mean, I'm not able to upload video. Let me go to Studio real quick, and I had to cancel. Yeah, so it didn't get uploaded, and I can't seem to reply to comments. But I can, I can see the comments, so I can reply, but I can't type reply anything. So a couple minor things there, and then I don't know how to share screen. So a little this, little that. Wait, here's what is this thing? I found the share screen button. Okay, now I guess I do know how to share screen. Look at me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at me growing. Look at me growing in front of your very eyes, in front of my very own eyes. FBI. Oh, I'm shocked. FBI violated Americans' constitutional rights. What are the chances? Everything you say is recorded, whether it's a phone call, whether it's just me talking now, and I got my phone somewhere around here. Siri's always listening. I'm scared. I was scared to just say her name now. How does it know when to reply? It has to be listening. And so every conversation you record, I told you like last week, again, I had it the first time I'd had it happen to me, where I was talking to my girlfriend. She happened to be in Guatemala, so I still think it was probably the American side that was recording it. And all of a sudden, I got a playback of our conversation of her end of it, like from the beginning. Like she started saying the same exact thing she had said before, and then I looked and she was calling me. But I'm listening to her talking on the phone, but saying the exact same thing that she had. So I was listening to a recording of our conversation. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And then like weirdly, we were talking about the president of Mexico. She's Mexican, and how corrupt this guy is. She was telling me about this airport he built and nobody wanted it. And yet he's trying to get companies to fly this and that. So we're just having like a light discussion on the corruption of this Mexican president. Now I go on Instagram later in the day, and there's a story, and I've never researched anything. I've never looked up the president of Mexico. I've never had any interest. I knew nothing about it before she told me this. I probably should have, but I didn't. And all of a sudden I have a story about the corruption of the president of Mexico in my feed, and a lawyer, or not a lawyer, a reporter confronting him on it. Good luck to that reporter. Like, come on. You're not even going to try and pretend anymore that we're not, everything isn't monitored. They don't care. They just don't care. All right. Let me pop this puppy up here. All right. Grim Discovery. Do I want to look at a Grim Discovery? Maybe not. Researchers find human remains in National Park after recovering hiker's backpack. That stinks. Bring water and bring a good cell phone. Who knows? People just fall over dead sometimes. 2 arrests made in a deadly Miami stabbing of OnlyFans model. All right. Glad they got rid of that. But if you're an OnlyFans model, generally speaking, I'm generalizing here. And you're hanging out with some seedy characters. You yourself may somewhat be a seedy character. And so you lie down with dogs. Sometimes you don't get up. I don't think that's how it goes. You lie down with dogs, you get fleas. In this case, you don't get up. Lions, and if you lie down and film it, you're really increasing your chances of not getting up. Lions receivers had blunt explanation. Okay, so E. Jean Carroll, this woman, dump. E. Jean Carroll sparks social media outrage after suggesting how she'll spend Trump's cash. Her whole life has been like, she might as well have an altar to Donald Trump in her home, because he's all she cares about. She's going to come after him again. And Donald Trump never does himself any favors, because as soon as he gets out of one lawsuit with her, he insults her again. And then she's like, oh, good, I can go after him one more time. Wahoo, this is my life. I chased Donald Trump. What? Oh wait, have I covered the 6 hour? Fun guy says the 6 hour YouTube false flag event to start civil war. I have not. I will have to. I'm very rarely on YouTube because they censor me as bad as TikTok does. Although technically I am streaming right now on YouTube. Or no, I'm not. Oh, I am, but no one's watching. This new beta stream allows you to simultaneously simulcast, I guess, on multiple things, which is actually pretty cool. So I'm Rumble, I'm on my locals, and then I'm also on my what am I also? I'm on other stuff. And if you're on local, if all I'm seeing now, I think is just Rumble stuff. So I don't know that anyone's commenting from the local side. If you are, I'm not seeing it. But the YouTube, and I right now I'm looking at my little feed here. I have 0 people on YouTube watching. YouTube, like I will put a video up on Rumble. I will put a video up even on TikTok. Even on TikTok, I'll get a couple thousand views, which I used to get hundreds of thousands. Rumble, I get, the 40,000, 100,000 sometimes. My best, I got like, I think 350,000. I put the same video on YouTube, I get 40 views. they algorithm me out of existence. They take down videos just like I hate censorship, which thank God for Rumble. Thank you, Rumble, for giving me a place to go. So a man killed his fed father on YouTube calling for violence. I have not seen it on YouTube. Well, they must have let that one slip. Truckers sound alarm on catastrophic risk of pushing electric vehicles too fast. Yeah, these truckers, the truckers are getting screwed. They really are. I mean, it's like they're so I forget who mentioned this, but with all these self-driving cars coming, they will have self-driving trucks too. So I mean, I think it's still 5 years out maybe really before they can really worry about that. So that'll be something for them to worry about because they won't have any difficulty running them 24 hours a day, whereas a trucker can only work so many hours a day before they have to take a rest, mandated rest, as they should. You can't be out on the road just driving like that. And then you got the EV vehicles, which all the costs of these EV vehicles are going to get pushed on the truckers. So the trucker companies will be mandated to buy this many EV vehicles, or they'll lose this government contract or that. They'll be strong armed into it. That's how the Biden administration works, how the leftists work. And so the big trunking conglomerates, they're not going to eat that all by themselves. They're going to pass that on to their drivers. So the cost of saying rent, I don't understand how it all works, but if you don't have your own truck and you're renting a truck or whatever you're doing, however that system works, they're going to be taking money out of what would be your pay to cover the stupid EV truck that they're mandated to get that they didn't even want. That's how it works. We've plateaued on the EVs. Nobody wants any more EVs. People who wanted them have them. People who don't. And so now they're really going to have to start crowbarring companies. I mean, even the rental car fleets are dumping these things. Hertz just dumped a third of their rental car fleet that were EVs because they weren't selling. Nobody wanted them. And I have nothing against EVs. Get what you want. Buy the car you want. But don't stop forcing us. It's a free market, not a mandated one. But the left, everything's mandated. And, this is what happens. Again, it's common sense. It's obvious stuff. But if you're a fringe nutty leftist, what do you know? Oh my God. Yeah, none normal watches LibTube anymore. Yeah, it's true. It is. It's LibTube. It absolutely is. Facebook is the same way. A lot of people still the same who still post on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, I post on Facebook here and there, but it's just pictures. I can't actually put any content up. That stuff Facebook takes my stuff down quicker than anybody. And everything that they took down wound up being true. The labs, it came out of the lab in Wuhan. Hunter Biden's laptop was real. The masks don't work. Vaccines have very bad side effects. Not to everybody, but they have bad side effects for some. They can be fatal for some. It's on the damn warning label. Oh, disinformation. Okay, jerks. All right, let me check out the post here real quick. Oh, I'm excited though. I did learn how to. So now I can at least. Oh my God, I would love that. I mean, you're right, 19.5. EVs charged by burning coal. I mean, to me, there's just something poetic about that. Like just having like an EV vehicle, but with like a kiln or something, something with a lot of smoke on the top to power the battery. The Post always has funny headlines. Meta culpa for Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, TikTok, and ex-CEOs grilled over failure to stop child exploitation at hearing. You have blood on your hands. Okay, I would agree with that. So does the Biden administration with getting back to the EVs, with the child slave labor, and obviously exploitation of these kids in other ways. If they're going to exploit these kids for slave labor, don't think they're not going to exploit them for other things at night when they're tired, when the other dudes are around all tired and angry at life. Yeah, I mean, it happens, but for the left, it doesn't really matter as long as their agenda, their woke leftist agenda, moves forward. Trump prosecutor under probe for misuse of taxpayer funds, fired worker who exposed federal grant abuse. So here she is. She's not only corrupt, we know she's corrupt. It's because she's African American, of course, and the whitey's out to get her, right? But no, she's insanely corrupt. Did an incredibly poor job of hiding it. This poor person, whoever it was, who exposed the federal grant abuse, was fired by her. No one batted an eye apparently at that. It's only coming out now. So obviously others were complicit in putting on the blinders and ignoring her shady, shall we say, behavior. And she's going to go. She's done. She's a sinking ship. She's a Titanic. And the funniest part, though, for me, is going to be when the new person comes in. It'll probably be some other dopey progressive, but they'll come in. They're going to be handed her case that she's been compiling, that she hasn't been really sharing against Trump. They're going to take one look at it and go, this is garbage. This is just pictures of Trump with arrows in it. That's all this is. Look, this is literally what there's actually nothing in here, but just a picture of Trump with an RIP sign and some arrows sticking out of him. That's it. Because she has no case. And so the next DA or whatever gets in there. They're going to look at this case and be like, we got nothing. This was nothing. I don't know what the hell she was talking about. Even if they are progressive, because they don't want to lose their job. They just got their job. And they don't have a case. What are they going to run an empty case? That she's a fraud. They're not, they're not going to sign on to that. So then this is my prediction. The next DA who comes in, replaces her, is going to look at the case she's got against Trump and see that she has no case against Trump. That it's just all make-believe. It's all fantasy land stuff. It's all just stuff for her own PR to try and get money to go on trips with her boyfriend. And she is caught. She is circling the drain, folks. She is circling the drain. But don't worry, I'm sure she'll still get her pension. Oh, my God. Let's keep rocking on. COVID failures likely keeping schools closed led to eye-watering high death rates. Yeah, there was a lot of suicides, and again, the leftists don't care. They don't care about minorities. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your life. They don't care about whether you live or die. Honestly, this is a perfect example. It only matters to them that their agenda and ideology is moved forward, and whoever has to die in the process is expendable. Everybody is expendable in the left wokeness ideology. They just are. So the fact that they're closing down these schools, they've got these draconian mandates against schools. You look at internationally, none of the other countries are really doing that. They're keeping the schools open. If they do close them, they close them for a very minimal amount of time because they know the negative, detrimental side effects of these school closures on these kids. And we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg now. This is really going to manifest itself later on in life for a lot of these kids. And it was completely unnecessary and completely done by virtue signaling woke dumbass liberals. I live in the heartland of it, the heartless land of it, probably be a better description of it, where they everyone's got a mask on and everyone's, and they running. That's when they were back at school, and everyone's Zoom class and forever. Meanwhile, in Florida, life is good. The kids are at school, everyone's having a nice time, and living the dream, and out here in draconian Los Angeles, and all the businesses are closing because you can't get in. You got the vaccine passports everywhere. You got to get this booster or that booster. You can't get a job with doing this. It's nuts. It's nuts. And all for woke BS virtue signaling, and more importantly, all for the leftists, for the government to take more of your freedoms away, which don't be leftists out here willingly give. Well, take more of my freedoms. Tell me what to do. I'll just stay in you want me to stay in my house forever? Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, that's great. Can't go out. I have to stay 6 feet apart from everyone. Okay. Meanwhile, if I'm here in dopey liberal land, and then I went to Orange County, which is conservative. And like you would cross the Mason-Dixon line or whatever you want to call it, with the obviously LA being the South, since the South was the pro-slavery groups were the Democrats. So as soon as you would cross, I remember I went to a PF Chang's and no one was wearing a mask. It was like I literally just got into Orange County. We were hungry. We stopped. It was near the hotel. I think we're going to Legoland or something. I don't remember. But we go in there. There's no 6 feet social distancing. There's no masks on. The servers aren't wearing masks. It's like this is like regular life again. And yet I go a few feet, that away north, and then everyone's got the mask on 6 feet apart. And I was like, ah. I went to Florida. I went to a Tony Robbins event. It was a blast, by the way. I recommend it. In the West Palm. during the tail end of the pandemic. At least for California, it was already done in Florida. I'm in this massive auditorium with people. No one's wearing a mask. It's like 10,000 people in there. Everyone's jumping around, having a great time. And then I fly back. I'm there for a week. I fly back to California, and then I go to Whole Foods. Everyone's masked up 6 feet. Such woke horse shit. It really is. Green Granny says, that's how I found out I wasn't alone in giving overdose with steroids by a doctor, and my bones are literally dying. What? Oh, no. It happened to so many after suffering for years. Who thinks I'm vexed? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you have to trust your own. This is what, in a perfect world, and not even in a perfect world, just in a sane one, you should be able to make your own damn decisions. You're an adult. You're an adult. You should be able to make your own decisions. You should be able to say, I want this in my body, or I don't, my body, my choice. Unless it's a vaccine, then you have to get it. And the pharmaceutical companies love it because they're paying the politicians. They're funding their campaigns. They write the latest bill or law relating to big pharma. They hand it to them, and then they go, "This is what we want passed. If you want more money for your next re-election campaign," and the politician goes, "Okay." And then you got like senators like Pan or whatever here in California. So then next, I'm sure they'll mandate the measles shot. They're already starting the measles fear campaign going again on the media. Like, okay, COVID's kind of done. We need something else to pump up big pharma. They need their money. So we're going to need to mandate more vaccine. How about measles? Can we get polio in there? Let's start with measles, then we'll move to polio. Okay. What about leprosy? Yeah, we'll work that later. It's just such nonsense. People are being played, and they're too stupid to know it. They're just too damn stupid to know it. All right. Family Guy says, my circumcision is a good rebuttal to my body, my choice. Yeah, you don't have exactly. Yeah, these poor kids, these infants. And I've talked about this before. Japan has a very low SIDS rate, sudden infant death syndrome. And a lot of people, and I'm sure this would be misinformation on Facebook or other liberal sites, believe it is because they're not so hyper aggressive on vaccinating young babies. In America, all these woke liberal moms run out. They can't wait to jab their kid full of shit. Kids barely got an immune system. You're already putting God knows what into their systems, for them to try and fight off, even though it's, fine for an adult, because an adult's got an immune system and they're more developed, they can handle it. But for an infant, no. So a lot of people think that a lot of these SIDS are actually just adverse vaccine reactions, which no doctor in their right mind would want to admit to, because then they would be ostracized from their community, from the medical profession. They'd be canceled, because you can't let facts stand in the way of the narrative. You can't let facts stand in the way of big pharma. Really, that's what it comes down to. It really does. It's all about the money. It's all about the big pharma money, and the big pharma money that all these politicians get by mandating, by forcing, by reinforcing the fear that gets people to get their kids vaccines far too young. I have no problem with vaccines. I let it be a personal choice. Let me decide on my own if I want it. If I want, it's crazy. It's my body, my choice. But then when we become adults, or even kids, the government mandates that we have no choice. They mandate that you get this vaccine or that vaccine. I should be allowed to do what I want to do with my body as an adult. Now, as a kid, okay, I get it. And yet at the same breath, the left, the libs are like, hey, if your kid is 8, 9, 10, that's a great time to get a sex change. It's their choice. They take it out of your hands again. It's never really in your hands, I suppose. So it's do I ever take phone calls? That's a good idea. That's not a bad idea. I'm trying to do some things like that. Like this new software I'm doing I'm doing a beta test today with the Rumble thing. But that's a good point. Let me see what I can do. Maybe I can I got this new software here, this new Rumble stuff. Maybe I'm able to it's not going to happen today, obviously, but maybe I could take a call, or I could do that could be fun. Something to play with. I'm trying to get this thing high tech. So thank you for that suggestion, Chuck F400. And if I forget it, because I have a small pea brain, please remind me. But yeah, I'm going to try and start doing interviews. I'm going to try and start doing phone calls. I guess constitutes an interview. and see what I can do with that. And I'm digging it. I'm digging the thing. And now, if anyone's following me on locals, um, go ahead and type in and just say, hey, I just want to see if I can see your stuff here. If you are on locals, my locals page, I and you have typed something into the chat, I haven't been able to see it. Just so you know. Ex-senior Boeing manager warns flyers to avoid. This is the Boeing guy. This is a Boeing guy talking about Boeing, an ex-Boeing guy. Ex-senior Boeing manager warns flyers to avoid the 737 MAX 9 jets. I would absolutely not fly a MAX plane. You know what? I mean, maybe you listen to this guy. Maybe, I don't know how much, but the sad thing is, as a flyer, who's doing that level of research? Where you're going, what kind of plane is this? This is, it's one of those 739 MAX. You're like, oh, okay. Nobody knows. Like, the Boeing guy would know. He probably checks before he books a flight. He probably won't fly a Boeing, period. Hey, Bob, good to see you. You weren't in here at 8 my time. Good to see you, Bob. Yeah, but see, now, like on this one, Bob's a member of my my locals, but you're not, like, usually when you're on the locals, like you pop up as red, so I can see you more easily in the chat, but you don't pop up as red here. So this is good information for Rumble to have. So I think what I'm gonna do is I don't know if I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna send this information back to them with all my comments on the beta test that we're doing today. Just on whatever. It's on the new Rumble software, which is actually a benefit to me because I don't have to go to StreamYard. It's actually easier to start the show. Just a couple of tweaks here and there. I think it'll be good. But yeah, I do want to start doing so. Maybe next week, maybe this week, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get someone on for a call or for an interview. It's red on your feed. Why isn't it red on my feed? Okay. Well, all right. So that's good to know. I can let them know that. Like, why is it not? All right. Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be back on the normal software on my StreamYard into Rumble. I kind of do that. Yeah. Okay. So a couple things. Not angry, just red. Thanks, Bob. That I'm glad to hear. United Airlines leaked memo reveals crackdown on something everyone does on a plane. Yeah, United Airlines is now cracking down on the flight attendants if they look at their phone. They are not allowed to look at their phone. I think that's what this is. So yeah, no looking at your phone if you're a United flight attendant. Passengers aren't the only ones getting reprimanded for in-flight phone use. United Airlines is threatening to crack down on, even fire, flight attendants who use personal devices on the aircraft, per a leaked memo. Here's the thing with United. They treat their flight attendants like crap. They absolutely do. They gave the pilots, they gave a contract to. The flight attendants, there is no contract. They've been hemming and hawing for years now, I think, with these flight attendants, and yet demanding more of them. It's just it's absurd. It's absurd. Why don't you give them a contract before you take away one of their little perks? Jackasses. Anyway, so that's that. Okay, gonna roll. What's going on here? Come on. Come on. Fix. All right. So back to New York Post here. Just gonna check out a couple more and go to hit the Daily Mail. Jets part with GM. Migrants reprehensible. This is on the New York Post. Migrant cowards who beat on cops near Times Square should be locked up. NYPD police chief says as 3 more suspects are sought. So here's New York for you. Here's police in general. Here's what's going on in the world. These guys, they're migrants, they're illegals, so they shouldn't be here. They teed off on some police officer, which in New York is not that big a crime anymore because Alvin Bragg wanted to make it a misdemeanor. He may well already have. You're basically almost encouraged to tee off on cops, which is another reason why cops don't want to do their jobs. So my assumption is, being a sanctuary city and lawless as hell, New York is going to, these guys are in jail now, which I'm surprised at. They may get no cash bail. Who the hell knows? It's New York. Put nothing by Alvin Bragg. But I guarantee ICE is probably trying to put a hold order on these guys so they can get them, since they committed a violent act against a police officer, and deport them. And I guarantee if the liberal prosecutors have their way, they will be released before ICE can get their hands on them. That's how this stuff works, folks. That's how it works. This is the insanity of the left. And every day it gets a little nuttier. Oh, man. Yeah, so, it's no surprise. I mean, regular residents are tee off on cops, all the time. Why wouldn't minorities do it? They've seen the regular folks get it. Fans call out Brittany Mahomes' high horse attitude towards stadium employee. Just the worst. That's what they say. All right. Well, it doesn't take the attention away from them. Maybe they'll start behaving like human beings again. I don't know. I don't know anything about her. I don't know, if they purposely edited it. Who the hell knows? And really, who the hell cares? Frontier Airlines flyer who flashed. Oh my God, that is gross. It's a big lady. It's a big anus. A Frontier Airlines flyer who flashed her anus and genitalia. What's more Frontier than that, though? I mean, if you get on a Frontier flight, wouldn't you be disappointed if something like that didn't happen? It's Frontier. You're guaranteed a fight or at least a verbal altercation. You're probably guaranteed a late flight. You're going to be charged a nickel and dime for everything you bring on the damn plane, and you added bonus on every Tuesday you get to see a woman's genitalia and anus. I don't know about Tuesday, but it's entirely possible. Drunken groom ruins honeymoon, gets kicked off of plane after telling captain to F off. Oh, yeah. There's a marriage. There's a great marriage for you. That's going to last. A guy can't even hold his liquor, and he just got married to you. You're screwed. Deport them by catapult, Bob says. You know what? Depending on the crime, I'm not against it. Deport them. I'm not willing to house them in prison with my money. Well, yeah, that's it. It's all about your money. 19.5. Your money pays for all this nonsensical woke horse shit. And every year the taxes go up even more to pay for more of it. California, we're screwed. There's no way we could dig ourselves out of this hole that we're in. Our budget deficit is astronomical. And there's no coming back from. Businesses are leaving, not coming in. It's an anti-business environment, not a pro-business environment. And then Newsom's like, hey, free healthcare for everybody coming in. And if you want a sex change, we'll throw that in too. Come on down, everybody. You know what? Well, Adams and other sanctuary cities are like, holy cow, we can't take anymore. Newsom's just like, whatever. I bankrupted San Francisco, so I'm okay if I bankrupt the entire state of California. My plan is to destroy everything under my power and then move up the ladder. So I'm hoping to be president next. After I've destroyed San Francisco, once I destroy California completely, or at least there's no chance of recovery, I'll then try to move on to destroy the rest of the country. He is like an evil villain. QAnon believer accused of beheading Fed worker dad. Oh, is this what you were talking about before? As it's revealed, he waged legal war over students. Okay, so this guy looks absolutely crazy. What a nutcase. All right. Israel Hamas almost 6-week peace deal that would free all the hostages. All right, we'll free the hostages then, Hamas. Let's see it happen. I'm not against that. Gets the last of those hostages. Those hostages, I feel so bad. I mean, they've been with Hamas so long. I can only imagine the abuse they've gone through. It must be hell on earth. But yeah, give them 6 weeks, get the hostages out. Then Hamas, as always, will break the deal or the truce, and then you can go in and kill the rest of them. That is, you can count on it. Day 2, they will probably break the truce. Fighting for his lump. Former Trump official critically wounded by gunman in deadly DC carjacking spree. I can't read today. Well, it's not surprising. It's another lawless leftist city where I guarantee this carjacker who shot him should have been in jail on something else, could have been in jail on something else. But progressive woke liberalism guarantees that lunatics like this person are out on the streets and not in jail where they belong. And only now will they potentially be kept in jail, right? Who knows? Maybe they'll let them out again. What's with the naked people today? Naked customer allegedly threatens convenience store staff with veggie peeler and then masturbates in front of cops. What the hell? I know it's New York, but come on. This is a woman, by the way. Just not that it matters. It makes it, for me, it makes it a little better, the masturbation part. Was it the same woman? Did she fly Frontier? Is this the same lady? You know, after she got off the Frontier flight, she went down to the local convenience store and started hooping it up with a veggie peeler. New York City Council hates cops. They do. They really do. This is in the Post. And just put yet another nail in their coffin. How many Stops Act? Did that go through? Did they actually go through it? Oh, they're so stupid. Man, if you live in New York, you run. I cannot stress it enough. All right, so did this thing pass? The mayor was on a really going. He was actually doing some work. He was stumping against it. It's another horrible liberal leftist idea. Okay, so city council hates cops. Everything else is detail. The council's decision. Oh wow, they did override it. You deserve it, New York. Y'all deserve it. You elect these fools. You put them on the councils. You elect the leaders, and even a Democrat mayor couldn't stop them from making. Oh, you deserve it. I'm not going to New York anytime soon. I don't care. Y'all can go kill yourselves with your stupid woke progressive policies. If you're too dumb to know any better, or do any better, or vote any better, you deserve it. You deserve it all. Good for you. Congrats, bravo, New York. Enjoy the funeral. So, anyways, yet another bad idea championed by the left wins in New York. Apparently, the council's decision to override the mayor's veto of the How Many Stops Act is yet another nail in the city's coffin. Very accurate. Not a single New Yorker will be made safer, nor any form of justice made any fair. I agree with that completely too. Those are common sense litmus tests for imposing added restrictions on police action, and this law fails both. Here's the issue. Well, common sense. Leftists don't have common sense. Leftists have an ideology that always runs counter to common sense, that makes no sense, an ideology that always leaves things worse for having embraced the ideology. And so none of this is surprising. And again, I have 0 Fs left for New York. You're doing it to yourself, New York City. Again, I'm not going there anytime soon. I don't know anyone who lives there anymore. Anyone I know with a brain would have left a long time ago. It's a spiraling. It's yet another liberal death loop. So none of this is surprising. None of this is at all surprising. Oh my God. Bob says, I don't want to guarantee. Yeah, it's not a big selling point, I suppose, Bob. I don't know. From an advertising standpoint, you may not want it, but it's coming. Let's just put it that way. But Bob does not want a guaranteed fat anus on his flight, especially if that fat anus, even if it's covered, is sitting next to you. Though on Southwest now, big fatties get an extra seat free. I say free, but you're paying for it. They're raising the ticket cost of the slimmer passengers to cover the big fat asses. You're not allowed to say that. No, whatever. As we said in the military, Bob says, fuck up, move up. That's how, yeah, it's not wrong. Was it catch-22? Kind of along those situations. Yeah. They don't even do lateral transitions when you fuck up. They promote you. The GOP, Green Grammy, saying by one of my African American fans, Green Grammy. I love that Green Grammy. I do. The GOP is collaborating with the Dems. That's unfortunate. For $155 billion family relief package. What is the relief from? It's really for illegal immigrants or aliens and corporate lobbyists. Call your reps and yeah. I mean, where's this money coming from? Just never. Green Grammy said never had an inkling to go there. Too many people. Yeah, it's. I would go there once a year when I worked in the automotive industry. I was an auto show person, so I would work at the Javits Center and the convention center, and I would. It was actually a really good deal. My wife and I had. We would do half the show. She would do half and I would do half. It was like a 10-day show. So 5 day. I'd have 5 days. I'd go to the Guggenheim. I'd go to Central Park, I'd see a Broadway show. But after that week, I was like, okay, get me out of here. It's too many people. It's too crazy. It's too expensive. Let me. And then wherever I was either living in Chicago or LA, I would fly home to. And I would just get there and it's like, whew, oh, it feels better. See, okay. Bob says, I'm a country guy. Yes, you are, Bob, up there in Alaska. Would rather be in nature than a man-made jungle. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I need some nature. I need some nature. I like Green Grammy says I like to go shooting and fishing. Good stuff. Yeah, I do too. We get a group together and have a blast. See, look at this. People know how to have fun. Yeah, I like skeet and trap. Some good stuff. All right. And by the way, plug for my own family. I got 2 nieces who were on the Navy rifle shooting team. They did very well. They both got scholarships for it. They went to Annapolis. All right. Let's see what's going on. Retzi, one of my Muttley. This is the dailymail.uk. I'm checking out right now. Okay, here we go. Senator Graham eviscerates America's tech titans, as he should. These guys are scummy leftist, censors, essentially, right? Senator Graham eviscerates America's tech titans and tells them they have blood on their hands during a congressional grilling over child sexual exploitation. Compares social media to big tobacco. He's not wrong. I would kind of agree with that. I don't like all these guys, these leftist elite, titans, if you will, as he put it, of social media are all about money. They claim to be about the environment or this or Democrat that, but in the end, it's all about money. Zuckerberg makes all his decisions really not based on ideology, but on money. He knows he has to suppress this or that, or Biden will come down on him, or they'll call him a monopoly, which of course he is. So they're all playing the damn game. Bosses of social media giants, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Snapchat are being grilled by Congress for the dangers their platform brings to children. They don't care. It's all about money. That's what my opinion, I'm sure his too. Meta chief executive Mark Zuckerberg was sworn in alongside 4 other tech titans before lawmakers. Tech chieftains have been convened on the nothing new here. They're a menace. I mean, the social media is wonderful. It's great, but it's also absolutely horrible and incredibly destructive. I almost think it's more, but I'm not for censorship. You can't have it because they spread lies and misinformation. My God, I sound like a leftist. No one's asking you to censor anybody. The problem is that all you jackasses, all you woke jerks, censor one side and not the other. And I'm on the side you censor, and I don't care for that. I don't care for that a bit. Your son was a range coach in Okinawa. Oh, wow, Jeannie. That's pretty cool. Jeannie, I lived in Yokosuka. How about that? Very young, though. My dad was in the Navy. So there you go with that. There's our connection right there. Cops hope final photos and cell phone records will help solve a mystery of the 3. There we go. Kansas City Chiefs. Where's he at? Where's my Kansas City Chief updates? Hot Foughts left. He was my correspondent in that city. 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans who died in the backyard of the friend's home, and the families of. So final phone records. I don't think the phone records are going to do squat. I think the toxicology report is going to answer all your questions. All questions will be answered when they finish the toxicology report. That's my opinion. She stole my heart. Glamorous burglar's mugshot goes viral after cops bust gang robbing California. This is the crazy thing. Like, being handsome is really helpful. Being beautiful is really helpful. You see, like, these criminals, they commit a crime. Generally, it's not like a murder or something, but even then, it's some criminal act, something stupid, some criminal, and then they put the mugshot on. They must have people who actually look for like hot people in mugshots. It's probably a thing. And then they post it, and then they go viral, and then suddenly, male or female, who knows, it's like, hey, let me rescue you from this life of blue collar street crime and bring you into the world of white collar street crime. Oh, Roger Waters, big racist. Roger Waters, Pink Floyd Roger Waters, is finally dropped by German. Yeah, it doesn't help that his record label's German. I mean, he's a huge racist. He's showing up on concerts wearing an SS uniform, and then he's got a German record label. Oh, for the love of God. So he was finally dropped months after he was accused of anti-Semitism. Well, they waited till after his tour ended. They're no dummies. Let's get all the money we can out of this Nazi before we dump him. And then they finally dumped him after that. Once they felt that they wrung him dry of any money that he could make for him. Newlywed too. Oh, bad girl. Newlywed Iowa teacher, 24, admits to having sex with 3 students between the ages of 13 and 14, just months after the wedding. Now faces 33 years behind bars. What the hell's the matter with people? It just makes no sense. All right, let me look out at CNN, see what's going on CNN, because I'd like to cover what's not being covered, or how what is being covered is being covered. All right, so here's they actually have something on Facebook now too. Look at you! I can't believe you're discussing Facebook. Zuckerberg, he apologized. It's okay. So all your corruption, all your suppression of truth, you apologize, and all the harm you caused the kids. Yeah, you apologize. All right. Zuckerberg, by the way, building a giant bunker under land he stole. He didn't steal from the Hawaiians, but he bought the land, and the Hawaiians in Kauai aren't too happy about it. They used to all have views of the ocean, and now Zuckerberg's, Mr. Mr. Lib Democrats put up these big walls so nobody can see over his compound. And he's so paranoid that he's, in addition to having these big walls and no one can now see the ocean across his massive property, the locals, the actual owners who should own the land. He now is building an underground bunker so they can see him even less. Plus, he knows that, what is the end of the world? What do you know, Mark, that we don't? Zuckerberg apologizes to families over social media harms. Okay, thanks, Mark. Really appreciate that. In a contentious Senate hearing, the Meta CEO stood. Oh, he stood. Could you tell? He's kind of short. He's standing on an apple box, and said he was sorry for the things that your families have suffered. Oh, thanks, Mark. Yeah, that's I bet he wore lifts that day. So there he goes. Yeah, everything's better. Mark said he's sorry. Oh my God. FBI director issues dramatic public warning. Chinese hackers are preparing to wreak havoc on the U.S. I'm sure they are. Maybe have some cash, a little bit of cash, not a lot. Get you through a week or so before they can fix whatever the hell the Chinese hackers do. My guess is I don't know what they'll come after, but obviously the easiest target, the one that I think would create the most chaos would be the banking institutions, the financial sector. Everything's digital. Everything's digital currency, digital this. You have this money, but everything's transferred back and forth. All your bills are automated. You get in on that, you can create a lot of havoc. Biden says he decided, oh, brother, why have you not done something already? And he looks really constipated in this picture. Biden says he decided on response to deadly strike, Iran-backed militia. Yeah, great, Joe. Oh, our leader in chief, our leader in jackass. I want to try something. Let me see. Every picture of Biden that CNN's putting up, he looks constipated. And I only say that because this is CNN who tries to, whenever possible, present the man in a positive light, which is no easy task. It's a Herculean task. What is it? The seven tasks of Hercules or whatever. This would be one, trying to make Biden look even mildly coherent, or like he's not taking a dump. All right, so let me go. Every time I have to type CNN into my browser, it hurts a little. But I want to, I'm trying to, cover the left a little. See what they got to say. See what they're lying about today. So there's a picture of him. Now let me see if I can make this work. Really, it's just an excuse for me to try and see if I can pull this off on this. All right, so continue with screen sharing. All right, I'm continuing with screen sharing. Okay, this is actually kind of very similar to the StreamYard way that works. All right, so here we go. I think I did it. That was actually really easy. Oh, cool. I like that. I actually like this more than the StreamYard. This is good. Oh, this is worth the price of admission right here. Yeah, all right. Cool. So there's a picture of Biden. And he's like, and someone brought it up yesterday. It might have been 19.5. Talked about how he looks like one of Jeff Dunham's puppets. or one of Jeff Dunham's puppets looks like Biden, I guess. I don't know. You pick. You decide. Oh, that's funny. I like that. That's cool, man. I really like how that did that. Ah, that's cool. All right, I'm all right. This alone, it might be worth the price of admission for the beta. That's really cool. All right, so all I got to figure out a couple of things here. I got to figure out why Bob's not red or others aren't red when they are in the my group, my locals. I can't upload video, but I guess I could play it off the screen sharing. So all right. All right, so overall, I think it's pretty good. This concludes. No, yeah, I think it actually does, though. I think I'm about done. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please please subscribe, and I will have more stuff up tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow at, what time am I back? 9 o'clock, like always. I think I understand. I'm going to try to do this again. I'm glad I did it today. I'm going to try it again tomorrow with this new beta thing. Just get used to it, because I'm sure Rumble's going to be transferring to this. And for my own benefit, I don't have to pay for this. When I usually use StreamYard, I have to pay StreamYard, not a lot, but I have to pay them, $10 a month or something, in order to put my stuff there to then attach to Rumble. Plus, there's more rigmarole in terms of having to just connect things and cut and paste stuff and put it there. It takes like five minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a pain in the ass when you're running behind, which is me 24/7. So good to see everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a great time as always. I will be back again tomorrow for 9 when we mock the left rightfully and dutifully. Good time. So thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Green Granny. Grammy. Sorry, we'll get the names right. Thank you, Hot Thoughts, of course, for the donation as well. My correspondent there, Fun Guy 85. Thank you, Chuck F. Great suggestion on taking phone calls. I'm going to try maybe get that going too. Why not? I'm just going to play with this and see what happens. And maybe I'm not going to know what I'm doing at first, but as time goes on, I'll figure it all out, or I won't. All right, everyone. I had a great time again. And sorry if I didn't mention you by name. Doxy, of course, as always. Everybody, the salty cheese. Thank you for all tuning in. I will be back tomorrow at 9. Jeannie, thank you, and have a great day, everybody. And yeah. Oh yeah, good chatting to you too. Oh, that's the other thing. Thank you for reminding me. Like I can't seem to reply in the text box, but I guess I can reply here. Hey Heidi, good to see you. Thank you, Heidi. I really appreciate that. All right, all. We will see you soon. And oh, I don't even know how to sign off on this thing. That's another thing. All right. Oh, end stream. That would probably be the right button. Well, I might not have an awkward sign off anymore. Oh, this could be a disaster for my show. I may have to fake awkward sign offs. I'm so sorry, Jeannie. All right, let's see if this signs off smooth now. If I just hit this end stream button. Let's make a proper sign up. All right, I will see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, fuck. P.O. Box. Thank you, Jeannie. Yeah. Damn it, I forgot it. All right, I'm going in today. I got to write stuff down. All right. Thank you for the reminder, Jeannie. All right, everyone. I will talk to you soon. God bless. And this may or may not be an awkward sign-off. We'll see what happens. Here we are. Ready? And I'll count it down so you know how awkward it was. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. See you all tomorrow. Bye. Oh, that was a second box popped up. All right. It says, are you sure you want to end the stream? All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone. I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bye.